Joey Speaks. I am 55 years old. I want to talk to you about the 16-week body transformation I just did.
What was the moment that made you decide to start this transformation?
So it's been an accumulation of moments, honestly. Very long story short, I've had a bad knee since 1992. I tore my ACL, MCL, my meniscus. I had 3 knee surgeries. I had 2 orthoscopic surgeries and a total reconstruction. All the rehabs, they just didn't help my knee. My knee was a problem. Because my knee was so bad for such a long time that my left hip caught the brunt of me trying to protect my knee. And in the process, I had to get a hip replacement about 4.5 years ago. And it was pretty painful and very restrictive. Now, here's the problem. Once I got the hip replacement, I had gotten back into great shape, because before I had the hip replacement, I was in really good shape. It took me about 4 or 5 months for me to recover and get myself back into great shape. And then once I was in really good shape again, I just started getting hurt consistently. And little tweaks here, my knee would swell up, my other hip started to hurt because I have arthritis in my other hip. I was just running into all these, just injuries along the way, and I just got so frustrated. I've been an athlete my whole life, and I've been very consistent the majority of my life with keeping myself in shape, always being ready to go. And the work wasn't hard. It was taking the injuries and not being able to do the work that was hard for me. It was a big mental hurdle that I had to get over. And to be honest with you, it really got me.
What were your biggest fears and concerns going into this transformation?
I think that my biggest fear was that, I was 51, 52 when all this crap started, but I was 54 when I actually started these last 16 weeks. And I was worried that, do I still have it? Am I gonna still be able to go hard like I always have? Am I gonna be able to be consistent like I always have? Am I going to be strong? Am I going to be able to get myself in shape?
What were the toughest challenges you faced, especially being in your mid-50s?
I was worried about my consistency. Was I going to be able to, continually, every day, fight the good fight? The cool thing is that the program that I was on really lent itself to someone in their early to mid-50s. I backed off of HIIT training, and I really stuck to steady state cardio. The biggest thing that I did was I listened to my body. At 54, 55, I don't lift the way that I used to. I don't do cardio the way that I used to. I don't do things the way that I used to. And that intelligence actually came from being older, having a little wisdom and saying hey, you've done this literally 100 times, and 100 out of 100 times, you've gotten yourself hurt as you've been older, and your body doesn't work the way that it does, the way that it used to. I think that after just realizing I needed to back off a little bit, I needed to kind of take a step back so I could take a step forward. I think that was the best thing that I did.
Was there ever a point where you felt like giving up?
I never felt like giving up. Not one moment did I feel like giving up. I'm proud of my intensity and the way that I have gone about things my entire life as far as being an athlete. And luckily for me, it's just who I am. When I decided to take this journey, before I said yes to myself, I knew that once I said yes, I was going 100%.
What were the first milestones that made you feel like your efforts were paying off?
I literally started to see changes, and not so much physically, where I lost so much weight to where I could physically see the changes, but I immediately started to feel the changes. But then I was seeing the changes on the scale the next day, the very next day. In my experience, whenever I've gotten on a program, whenever I've gotten structured, the structure is the difference. And I became very structured. I followed the program to the T, and my body reacted quickly. I wasn't losing a drastic amount of weight, day by day, but I definitely was seeing that my body was changing immediately.
How has your physical health improved since you began this transformation?
My physical health has improved so much. I feel so good. I cannot tell you how good I feel over these last 4.5 months. Once I got on this program, I've literally leaned out to 189.6 pounds, to where like I basically at 55 years old, I am weighing as much as I weighed when I was 23 years old playing football in college. And all my blood test numbers, all great. Any issues that I was having with my blood work, all went away as I not only lost weight, but I lost fat. And that's the best thing about the program that I did. So to answer this question, I just became so much healthier of a person with getting myself back closer to my natural weight with my natural body style.
Beyond the physical changes, how has this transformation impacted you emotionally?
You know, it just makes me feel good about myself. It really does. Like I do feel like I've done something good for myself. I've always been in tune with my body. And it's not just a physical feeling, it's an emotional feeling. It's a mental feeling, along with being a physical feeling.
What advice would you give to someone your age who is thinking about starting their own transformation?
I would say, number one, follow your gut. Wherever you think you need to be is where you need to set your goal. Number two, I would say that you need to get with somebody who's gonna help you with your goal, not for their goal for you. And there's a big difference in that. I focused on what I wanted to do, what I thought I should do, and that's why I became successful at this transformation.
What would you say to someone who is inspired by your story, but still unsure about taking their first step?
Number one, figure out what you want to do. Figure out what is your goal. You may have 2 or 3 goals, but what's your main goal, and figure out that first. Next, I would say get with somebody who has your goal in mind and is willing to help you reach your goal, not their goal for you, okay? And number 3, the main thing that I would say is that you have to mentally get right with yourself. You have to mentally get right with yourself. If you are not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to be consistent, if you're not willing to shut all the other stuff out, this voice, that voice, this person's opinion, that person's opinion, your own voice, your own opinion who keeps telling you that you cannot do it, if you're not willing to shut that stuff out, you're not gonna be successful.
Looking back, is there something you know now that you wish you had known before starting this journey?
I was my own worst enemy. And so I would say that I wish I would have remembered who I really am. But I'm grateful that over these last 16 weeks, that I did not only remember who I am, but I proved to myself who I still am.